Got this Mazda in for a wiring rescue. This client just had his car done yesterday by a shop, which I'm not gonna name, of course. And look what they done. So all brand new equipment. I don't even know what that brand is, but let's not talk about that. And all aluminium, cheap CCA cables. First thing I noticed was they cut this part of this car without client's permission to get a ground. So, and they did the poorest ground job ever. Hammered or used normal cutters, flush cutters, to crimp this 4-gauge CCA cable, and it's actually grounded to the plastic, not to the chassis or the body of the vehicle. So super poor ground connections. Amplifier cuts out. No wire ferrules. And they mounted the box. They mounted the amplifier to the box, which is a big no, since first, you're drilling into the box. Once these holes, they come apart, the screws come up off, there's a leak in the box. Second, this thing vibrates, and all the electronic components inside of the amplifier vibrate with it. That is one of the most major reasons for an amplifier failure. So a big no to that. Also, look, if he wants to take the sub out and put anything else in the vehicle, he won't be able to do that. He'll have to literally take every single cable out, disconnect the battery, and then take the whole sub box out. So that's another reason why you never mount amplifiers on the box. Let's move to the front. AGU type fuse holder. You see this? We never use these fuse holders now. We never use these fuse holders. AGU type fuse holder. Because these are actually held with friction, not a screw. It's another failure point, a super common failure point are these type of fuse holders. And look at that. Look how the wire has been crimped on. Of course, they use some sort of cutters to crimp this on. Pretty sure if I could pull it. Yeah, they use like cutters to crimp this thing down. So we're gonna fix all of that. Run pure oxygen-free cable. Do an amplifier with a clip indicator, and we'll swap this box out to a ported sub enclosure, get him more bass, get him a connector on the box so you could actually disconnect the whole sub out of the vehicle. Stay tuned. The power cable off, and even though there's a ring terminal, they cut the ring terminal. They could just literally haggle this thing inside like that, put a nut on it. Took out the ground. It was bolted right onto the plastic, making no sort of contact. Super ugly. The thing they did right was running the power cable to the grommet. Right. So to get the remote input for the amplifier, they tap into the switch cable, the ACC, rather than the blue cable, the actual turn on for the head unit. The reason why you don't tap into the ACC is because the radio, when the radio turns off, the amplifier should turn off. That won't happen. So I'm gonna solder this wire onto the blue cable. But that's another thing. Did 4-gauge copper cable with mini A&L screw type fuse holder. The amplifier under the passenger side. Relocated the bass controller from the passenger side to the driver's side. This is all what came out of the car. And dual Pioneer, we kept the same subs. Did a ported enclosure, so he gets to keep the same subs and sounds way louder than a seal enclosure. And he requested to make the sub removable, so we did XT90 connector. We take this out, we take the sub out, chuck in his groceries, whatever. The wire's long enough.